Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, WHENTAYTALK. I am Tay, and I am here for another segment of Here We Go with the Bullshit. Y'all, here we go with the bullshit. Okay? So I think I was on Patreon last night. I think it was yeah, it was Patreon because me and Brownie Girl did a skit with some of the messages. So let's get to the best stuff. Everything on the channel is alleged and in my opinion and for entertainment purposes only. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and also click the bell notification so that you know each and every time your girl upload a new video. Okay? Share the video with family, friends, enemies, frenemies. Okay? So let's get into this mess. Okay? Because Marsha and Keke then got into it on Facebook. Now we know Marso good for an old subliminal post throwing somebody out, and we know if one thing Keke gonna do is take the bait. Keke, why did you take your ass around there? Why did you go over there? Just let Marso talk to himself. You giving him an orgasm, in my opinion. Keke, how long have you been in therapy? Because the impulse control is still out of whack, okay? But I will say I don't blame you, okay? Let's get over here and get to the mess. Because when I tell you they were going at it, okay? Now, y'all know that I have maintained that it's something with Marso and Keke. And it reminds me of how Marso is with Melody. We know he hate her in our opinions. And I feel it's the same with Keke. Tisha. And I'm going to summon a meme on this one too. I ain't going to call for a meme too loud because I know a meme might be at work or with the kids or doing man stuff. Okay, not on the online arguing with women. But I will say this, Keke brought it over there. Tisha, this thread went on for far too long. With your husband going back and forth with a lady. That don't concern you? Especially when the lady like your cousin. And I said like your cousin because sometimes she your cousin and sometimes she not. This thread went on far too long. What were you doing while he was doing this? Because even though I feel like a meme might be off watching football or baseball or whatever's on right now, I'm quite sure you wasn't doing nothing. So, when your husband is sitting there on his computer or on his phone, because those messages, they wasn't like, oh yeah, whatever. They wasn't like that. They were da 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 da, and they were well thought out. Da 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 da. What were you doing? I wish I would sit there and watch Not just my husband, not just my man, not just a guy I'm dating. I wish I would sit there and watch a man that's supposed to be involved with me sit there on his phone for that long, doing any damn thing, let alone going back and forth with my cousin. That's a girl. What are y'all typing about? That's equivalent to him sitting there texting her, in my opinion. It just went on for far too long, much like this little rant that I'm on, because we need to get to the bit naives, okay? Now, let's go back into my whole theory. Y'all know what my theory is. We ain't never seen Marcel go back and forth with Stormy online like this. Why? We see them try to argue and stuff like that on the show, but we don't see, when we see them on social media, they cool. When we see Keke and Marcel and them going into it on the show, we see them out here on social media as with the same behavior. It seems like Tisha can withstand certain things that she deems disrespectful or hurtful. She can take those things when it's from other women, but she can't take it from she can't take it from Mel, and she can't take it from Keke. Tisha, is given that you know that your husband is infatuated with these women, in my opinion. So, back to the focus. I said I didn't really believe with the the Stormy and Marcel and them stuff. It don't seem right to me. It just don't seem right to me. Especially when Lieteeefff gets involved. Okay? So, I've said this before, and I'm going to say it now because it's what it's looking like. With these messages, I'm just going to read off a couple. Go over and watch Drop the Mics video because she ran them down. Okay? Y'all know after too much, too long, I get uninterested, okay? But it was more. But I have said that I feel like they were in this to get Keke out of the way. They are being successful in this. Cookie, say hi. Why you wet? Why you wet? Go on and lie like Marcel. Hope it ain't pee. I can't trust her. Get over there. Get in there. Don't come back on me. Because I don't know where the little wetness come from. I don't care. Put on your little sweater. Y'all see Cookie's sweater that she won't put on. But anyway, I have maintained that I feel like this has all been a plot. And where is Stormy? Because she been cozying up to Keke all this time. Now, just all of a sudden, because first she couldn't stand Keke. But now you try to act like you didn't see it for the Scots, but now you see it for Keke. Marcel and Tisha might feel that their status on this show is in jeopardy as well, because now Marcel is trying to start up some mess with Keke. Put again with his subliminal messages. Why? Why are you putting these subliminal messages out, Marcel? But I say again, because they don't want Keke on this show. They don't want Keke to take their spots. I think we safe to say that, again, that Kimmy and Maurice is gonna probably be gone. But Marceau and them is a wild card. We don't know. People sick of them, but we know Carlos like to keep us in the mess with the people that we cannot stand, no matter how many times we tell him, let them go. But I think he likes this back and forth banter with the Scots and Keke. So hopefully he will keep us all, keep both of them, keep them, and keep Keke on there, at least for the Scots' sake, because Mel not about to entertain them no more. They can take Martell, and Keke needs to stay. Like I said, I'll take Stormy and Courtney if they get rid of the Scots, and we can just have Mel, the Fletchers, Keke, Stormy them. Um, and make the Scots, Marceau and Tisha, make them friends of. But who would they be friends of? That's how I would prefer it. Because they're getting on my nerves and I cannot stand them. They doesn't have anything authentic or real. So it's done. But anyway, so I feel like this was their little ploy because they know that Keke was becoming a fan favorite. We like anybody that go up against Marceau and Tisha, really. Um, and we know that Keke can expose that with them and expose them for real. Because we know that Keke knows some stuff. And they know Mel knows some stuff. That's why they are going ahead and like those are the ones that's their targets. Those are their targets. Melody and Keke. They know they can wheel Martell. Martell gonna go back and forth. He unpredictable, but they trying to get him gone too by causing him to lose control all the time, and it's not that hard. So I think they're igniting that flame with him so they can have a reason to really let him go, even though he should have been gone with all the mess he's already done. But now that we know Lisa Bloom may be involved and other things may be going on at own, um, they got a reason to let him go that they trying to put out there. Okay, a pattern of behavior. So I always thought that AL was sent, Lieteeefff, was sent to come for Keke to get her to trust him. And he got in with her mom. Got in with her mom so that they can trust him. All the while, he reporting with the Scots and Stormy. Because Stormy been a part of his membership. That's where she should have stayed in the bushes. Then she came up when Keke came on his interview again. AL tried to make it seem like he wanted to interview Keke's mom. Why? Why were you going to interview Keke's mother? It didn't make any sense. It was always Keke being the target. But he found a real good way in Keke's mom. Like he do with the other women. He loves bombs them. I wonder did he love bomb Marceau? Because from some of the messages Keke put on, it's some love bombing going on. Okay? So I feel like it's always been their plan. And AL is in this with all of them. I feel like he's in it with Martell and Slaw, the Snots, and Stormy. I still don't believe that it's anything with what's his name? Carlos, because only because he act too money hungry for and he don't act like he got money or used to no money. So I think that it was the Scots in them. You know, they ain't paying too much or nothing. Cause I feel like if he was really working for Carlos, I think Carlos would be looking out for him. That he wouldn't be coming up with all these schemes and scams. That stuff read the snots. He wouldn't be coming up with all these schemes and scams to get money from people. He worked with them Scots, in my opinion, from the beginning. When he did that chocolate in a bottle review, he went to Huntsville. He was at Black. I believe he was personally there to meet Marceau now, to meet up with them, so they can come up with their plan. Because from what his old ma said, him and Wanda were very close. Okay? They've been close. And that little fake thing they had going on, that beef they had going on when that little fake beef they had going on when he was him and Wanda was going back and forth with that bop babaloo bop mess. I think, and I said it then, that I feel like that was just a ploy because they knew. He probably told them, like, Wanda talked too much. She's saying my name too much. And people are noticing. So whatever we come up with moving forward, we can't include her in. So when they was talking about all that scamming and scanning and all that stuff, I feel like they didn't tell Wanda that they were, in that with him. So that's why she was so mad. Because, again, she said, even on her live the other night where he doxed misdiagnosis and where he was up on her panel, very familiar, as if he owned her channel. And she was up there working for him. He put them on to gang. So she was mad at him. I think she was legitimately mad at him. But he knew that him and the Scots hadn't fell out or anything, because they all concocted that plan for them to come out with that Bugs and Miss Joy stuff and all of that type of stuff, because he knows that Wanda is going to blow their spot up because she can't hold water. And then all of a sudden, when y'all starting to turn everybody against Keke now, then boom, you all of a sudden back cool with them. I know Miss Wanda and them is just laughing this up and loving this. How you know? And then he gave himself away too when he was on his live and he said, Wanda ain't said nothing because they telling her not to. How do you know that? Telling their plans, because that means also that the times that she was coming out and Tisha claimed she didn't know and she can't control her mind, it meant that they were giving her that information. And I believe that every time when Wanda came on there with notes, they got them from them and AL. They got her from she got it from her daughter them, the Snots, and AL, Lieteeefff, and Letitia, and Lasso. Okay? Because he always come on with his stack of paper notes. Very much so like Wanda come on with her little papers. When she was linked up with him. Because before, she used to just go off, ramble off, lie, talk about anything. Right? So I just feel like this all been a plan from the beginning. I told y'all that Keke was going to be their fall guy. And what's happening now? Keke is their fall guy. Okay? Now she out in the streets trying to windmill for everything. But let's touch on some of these messages because we gonna talk about them as we just gonna go through a few of them because it's very telling. It's a part in here where she talks about Marceau and that Caucasian lady that works with him. So the Lindsay lady that's been on the show, so we could talk about her. Her name is Lindsay. She's been on the show, and you know what? Let me go to mine because I had some stuff in here. Uh, this lady. Corner pocket. Now that guy that's on there, he don't have nothing to do with Scold. He don't even have it on his. He don't have it on his Facebook. He don't have it on anything that he got as opposed to Scold. But Miss Lindsay has been around. And it also had came out when the show kind of like around the first time when the show was coming out after Martell was, busted with the cheating and stuff like that. I want to say it was around like that second season, like on social media, they were talking about him and this Caucasian lady that he worked with. Now, let's just take a step back on memory lane on this one. I told y'all that lady has been around. She ain't just work at Scold with Marceau. She worked at Monaco, the movie theater. And remember how he treated Lou and Tiff like crap when they first came on the show? And then when Tiffany and them was on for that second season and they were talking in their house, and he was like, I just don't understand. Lou was like, I don't understand how they act like they don't know us. And Tiff was like, yeah, he knew us from Monaco. He knew me from Monaco. And when I looked up Monaco, I think I did a video about that last year around this time. If I find it, I'll put it in the description box. But she said he knew me from Monaco. So that means that Tiffany worked at the movie theater as well. So y'all know he's always treated them like crap. Because they knew something about him. Tiffany probably knew why he wasn't working there no more, but she probably also knew about that girl. And what I want Carlos to ask at this reunion is if that ass that was in Marceau's phone, if it was brown or chocolate or Caucasian. Was it a brown girl ass? Or was it a Caucasian ass? Let us know. Let us know. So she moves from the movie theater onto Scold. So y'all know Scold all over the place. Guess where she at now? At Black. The Scots don't look like the people that, like, they don't have legitimate businesses, in our opinions. They always own some type of scam. Why is this lady following them around? What is her pay? And she is married, and I think with two kids. With two kids, and I think she's on Facebook too. Let me see, because I found her on Facebook as well. What is her last name? Yeah, she. I'm curious. Here she is, Lindsay Neal. Here she is with her family. I don't want her kids on there. I want to put them on there. But her and her husband is on here. Oh, her profile is just her and the boys. Works at Black. Look at her profile. Details. Business development manager at Skull Industries. Works at Black Cigar Lounge. Went to Sparksman High, studied at University of Alabama. Lives in Huntsville. From Hazel Green, Alabama. Oh, she made Mickey Mouse pancakes for her and the kids for breakfast one day ago. She has this holiday celebration in partnership with Amazon, benefiting families of North Alabama. She has this on her story that she shared. Hey, friend, today is the deadline. Hey, friends, today is the deadline for submissions. Our team partnered with Amazon to provide for North Alabama. So if you know any families in need, please feel free to submit. The Scotch, y'all gonna sign up? This is for help with rent/mortgage, utilities, other household bills, or gifts for under the tree. That's nice. So many people in our community are struggling this holiday season, and we want to help. Again, today is the deadline. She sent the flyer from Marceau's page. Visit the mlsfoundation.net to submit. I wonder, do they have Amazon permission to be putting up this mess? That, this is the Marcel and Letitia Foundation. Was this Tisha at the business expo? I don't remember her looking like that at that business expo. Look at Tiffany and Lucy. I'm about to pass the hell out. That's a destiny race. But I wonder why they don't ever have Lindsay up on the panels or around like that. Like, this is a wide range of skills that this lady has. Um, I don't know a person that's an expert at a movie theater that has expertise at the popcorn stand possibly. Also, then she, just like Marceau, just got all of these skills in construction. and then a lounge. Like, this lady is like, she this lady got more tenure with Marceau than them damn distressed denim shorts. So just I'm just saying, Keke brought up that, and she also brought up the white powder. I don't know if this lady indulged in that, but she said the lady introduced him to that. Y'all know when somebody knows something on Marceau and Tisha, they treat them like crap because they try to imagine like somebody sitting there lying in your face about something that you know they lying about. And they know they lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop it. Like, the stuff, like, I think that's why Mel used to go so hard at that, because they was trying to accuse her of lying on them and trying to break up their marriage when they know that she knew that what Marceau had been up to, what he's done in the past. They knew that. And still try to play in somebody's damn face like they a damn fool. That's one thing I do not like. Do not sit in my place and try to play with my intelligence. Don't sit in my face and do that, because we will have a problem. So Keke bust that out. Okay. Keke bust that out in the Facebook thread. Let me go to said Facebook thread real quick. So the post says from Marceau, when God said he gonna make your enemies our footstools, were we supposed to provide the list? Or does he have one and we just supposed to put it in order of priority? If God was gonna make your enemies your footstools, he would know who your enemies are and he would place them in the order of priority. So Keke replies and said, man will provide you with jobs and everything. He is no doubt good. That's what Keke said. Somebody says to Keke, huh? So Keke said, enemies as footstools, he will use them to help put a little money in your pocket. You know how, for example, you have a family on the job, then you get introduced to that job because they were on the job first, right? A family hookup, like he did, with his brother Maurice, because we know he brings absolutely nothing to the show. Um, because the family were on the job first. Then after you get the job too, the family turns on you and becomes your enemy. Like, this is an obvious scenario, sis. So the lady says to Keke, just like you did to Letitia. Oops, I done called the girl Letitia. She was on Love and Marriage and had you on a couple of episodes with her. So this is where I said too that Tisha was fine when she can control what Keke's part on the show was, but when that part became out of her control and Mel got her on as a part-time castmate member on her own, and she didn't have to go through Tisha, because Tisha was piecing it out. And remember, Tisha said she wasn't ready to be on the TV, as if she was in some position to say anything about anybody's conditions. Because your husband sits and drinks all the time, so is he ready to be on too? Because he gives alcoholic vibes to me. Just to me, it's my opinion. So the lady says that then when you thought you landed a more permanent role on the show, you turned on your family. Shame on you. So I want to say to that, and Marceau brought that up in his messages to Keke too, that yes, Keke has what did he say? Something about if he got a Keke's a liar, and if and the irony of him calling anybody a damn liar, but Keke's a liar, and that if he had to tell his friends about something about her again, he would, or something like that. But that's again, you so concerned with your damn friends. Yet, did you tell your friend Melody that her husband was cheating on her all that damn time? No, but you knew that. But you ain't tell her that shit. And again, why is it never a problem that Marceau and them got Kimmy and Maurice on the show? But it's a problem with her family. It's with her family. Tisha, why is it not okay for you to bring some of your people in? You got brothers. Why you ain't never tried to bring one of your brothers in on the show? What happened to your dusty mammy? They all gone. Wanda was more entertaining than Maurice and Kimmy. And this was before she even turned rogue. So none of Keke's people, I mean Tisha's people, can come on the show without it being a problem with Marceau and him making a problem with them. But Tisha don't do that with Maurice. His brother, his other brother, Micah. The other brother, Mark. It's all her people that he has a problem with. All her people. So you sell your own damn family out for Marceau and his family. That's how no good she is, in my opinion. I don't know why people think that Keke is supposed to be this, that, and the other to Tisha, when Tisha clearly never have given a damn about her like that. Don't look at her like that. Wanda and Tisha talk about Keke as if she could be like she just a friend, a person that they know, like a friend of the family that they know. Like she said, Keke not really her niece like that because she didn't know her until she was 13. It don't matter what the fuck you know her, when the fuck you know her. When is one of your aunties not really your auntie because you wasn't used to be around them that much? When did that happen? When you go to the damn family reunion, it's still your damn auntie, the same amount of the auntie it is as if the auntie that you see every day. You might not be as close and have a closer relationship with them, but they still the same amount of percentage of auntie it is. So I never understood, and I've always talked about this, how they talk about Keke. Keke talks about them as if they are family. They don't talk about her in that same relationship like that. They don't talk about her in that aspect. It's always like, oh, she's somebody who used to live down the street from us when we were growing up. But it's not like that's not your brother's daughter. And I'm not going to even get on that because that's not what we're here for. But anyway, so they go on saying their little stuff. And then here goes Marceau at Keke. What I've learned in this road of life is that there are always going to be cars in front of me and behind me. I just focus on the car and the passengers I am responsible for delivering safely to their destination. So I'm okay with being beneath you. Wait, it was something between this. Okay, here we go. I'm about to say, I know I missed a whole lot of stuff. So Marceau says to Keke, you kind of got to be on the same battlefield to be considered an enemy. What? Here he go again, acting like he got something that don't nobody else got. Or like, because he got a nice car that makes him better than somebody. shows that he's never had anything. He's not used to anything. Like most of the quarterbacks in the NFL don't consider me their rival. Weird how that works. The quarterbacks might not consider you their rival, but I bet their wives might consider you as their rivals, seeming that you're built up better than they are. Marceau. And then he says he can also use bloggers to put money in your pocket via Cash App. Hashtag thanks, bro. So Keke says, hey, you don't know. A smooth, easy 100. Praise be to him. Ask him why 100 instead of 350. So Marceau says, you absolutely right, because who the fuck are you? Oh, Keke says this to Marceau. Who the fuck are you? Thank you for helping me see the light. You are correct. You are beneath me. Peasants trees. So Marceau goes into this long song and dance about like he's so focused on this blogger, and then he brings like Mel into it and trying to make it seem like Keke is Mel's puppet, and the puppet that Tisha brought out was correct and all of this stuff. One, the way he's talking about this blogger, Lieteeefff, he either watched the video or he heard those recordings in its entirety. Because he says the bloggers recorded you, not bloggers, it's one blogger, recorded you and your mom tucking your tail, crying, and being controlled by another woman. Now you see how he's trying to put that seed of doubt in her head about Melody. I'm telling you, y'all, that the plan is for them to pit Keke and Melody against each other. That way, if we get Keke off the show and not, because then now Mel again don't have no allies, and now they are set to try to be there to pick with her and do whatever they want to do. Not that she need them, because again, we don't know. The Fletchers is getting on my damn nerves with this mess with Martell. So this is them trying to pit them against Mel. He's trying to lure her, like I feel like Lieteeefff was doing, lure her into saying something bad about Melody by saying that Mel is his master and Mel is her massa, and you know what she said, the white lady was his massa or whatever. But this is what he's trying to do to me in this post. He's trying to get her to be like, I don't give a F about that B and all this and stuff like that. Like, she don't control nothing around here. But Keke kept it at no disrespect to Melody, but kept pushing stuff back on him. You want to talk about lies? Let's talk about them. I thought you had a backbone. I'm disappointed and all of this stuff. The bloggers had you and your mom and your grandma crying. How do you know that? Because for one, again, you telling on yourself, because he's talking about this stuff on these recordings from this blogger as if he was involved in this shit. He knew every damn detail. I heard the recording too, and I don't remember all the details like that. But he do. He know all of this stuff. He's reciting all of this stuff. He says in one of them that, let me see what he says. You were on the recordings. You did the live after the recordings and you lied because you always lie. And again, Marceau, what does any of this have to do with you? This between Mel Keke, because whatever he said about Mel, he put Mel in there from that too. From whatever she said, he put Mel in that too. Production, all them. It still didn't have shit to do with you. So why you were so invested in listening to this? And he said it just so happened that you went to the blogger that always has receipts. And that's where you'd have messed up, Marceau. Because what do you mean this blogger always come with receipts? Said blogger had you and your wife recorded. You and your wife supposedly had blocked said blogger. But yet you on his YouTube channel listening? The same YouTube channel that I told y'all the Scots ain't never touched or try to mess with. Just the same YouTube blogger. Nothing has never happened to his channel as it relates to all the stuff that he started trying to put out on the Scots. I told y'all it was all a lie. I believe that shit was made up to try to keep us distracted from Zen Garden. What he really have going on. The makeup artist that Tisha still works with, but the lady been accused of sleeping with your husband. To keep us away from Lindsay, that you probably actually having the affair with. You cannot tell me that Tisha would sit there and have this whole thing like this lady is following your husband from job to job to job. They acquire the same skills every time he moves to a new endeavor. Why? What is she getting out of this? Because y'all ain't looking like y'all living like shit. So what is she getting out of this? She's married with children. She has something to lose. And therefore she will keep her damn mouth shut. Tisha, you know about it, in my opinion. That's why you know that the stuff that people be saying about Marceau don't be true. Because you know that stuff that y'all plan out to keep people off Miss Lindsay's ass. Or to keep Miss Lindsay off of Marceau's ass per Keke in these damn messages. Because she says that, oh, so does the bending. Okay? And as wide as those hips are, you cannot tell me that Marceau haven't been touching his toes for somebody. Okay? And y'all know, face down, sup, that's the way we like to, I ain't gonna even go there. I'm not gonna go there. But y'all know what I mean. Okay? He is talking about these messages going on and on. You done sent this guy a cease and desist letter. What happened? Nothing. He still came out with the information in his membership so y'all can get money. He sold y'all chocolate in a bottle. Sold out. After that, shortly after that, then y'all come out that y'all can't sell chocolate in a bottle no more, whatever. Now y'all chocolate in a bottle is back. I bet y'all ain't gonna have him come and do it now. I bet he ain't gonna be talking to the owners of chocolate in a bottle now on a recorded call. I bet now that's not gonna happen. So you constantly trying to call her liars and all of that stuff. He never, ever in this complete like 200 some comment thread that him and Keke had going on, did he ever say to her, stop lying on me about that girl? He responded as if, yeah, so what? I'm messing with her, so what? But what about you lying about this with that blogger? What about your mama and your grandma crying the mail? That blogger. How many times was your wife crying to her about you cheating on her? Marcel, let's talk about those times when your wife was crying. Mm-hmm. Like she said, you stay on top and let's not get distracted. He keep the puppets. You were crying. Y'all three were crying and hugging each other, like y'all was getting drafted in the war. Like he just kept on saying all that, trying to take the focus back to the blogger and the lies on that mess and all that type of stuff. No, talk about your stuff. That's your problem. You always got your damn Chester Cheetah looking ass on there talking about somebody else. Talk about your shit. None of that had nothing to do with you. How is Keke your enemy? Because she threw a cup of water in your white face? Because Martell, and from what y'all say, Mel has tried to ruin y'all marriage. Yet, y'all still be willing to talk to them and conversate with them as much as possible. Stormy called you a raggedy ass bitch to your face and to your wife face. And y'all was able to stay on a trip with them. I just find that strange. I find it strange. It's weird. It's odd to me that it's like you have this disdain for Keke, and you know you're so familiar with these recordings, like so familiar with them, and yet you didn't address one of the times that she said anything about this. How was the wedding? You knew everything about them recordings, but you ain't mentioned one time when that same blogger was putting out all this stuff about you and your wife and y'all scamming people around Huntsville. Didn't that hurt y'all business? Or no? Or is ain't no business to hurt? None of that. You messing with her makeup artist. That ain't never crossed y'all mind to say, wait, what? Don't be spreading no stuff like that. None of that. But you want to address about Keke and her mama. It looked like y'all been talking to some blogs too. How he get them recordings of y'all? And I say again, if somebody's scamming me out of $50,000 or $250,000, that part. See, that's what y'all talking about. Keke, why would you run to a blogger? Or why would your mom run to a blogger? Because again, in his recordings, he didn't say nothing. He ain't had no recording of Keke telling him that. He ain't even played the recording of her mom calling telling him that. He played some other piece together stuff. So while people are questioning why Keke and her mom went to a blogger about a situation that Keke was upset with or mad about at the time and went to her mom, y'all are the same people that was believing that this barbershop guy had his business because he was moving out of his other shop into that shop that was supposed to be ready. He didn't spent $50,000 with these people. And then now all of a sudden, you going to a blogger instead of going to a lawyer? The money that he collected, did you ever get a lawyer? The money he collected for Miss Joy, which is again the same, was seeming the same lady. I think her name was different, that went to Brownie back in February about a situation similar to the one that Miss Joy came onto Anthony's platform with. But when Brownie asked her for receipts, she didn't have any. She didn't hear anything back from the lady. So to me, this is them they were shopping around these stories. They were shopping around these stories so that bloggers could pick them up and then they could shut their channels down. Get with them about lying on them the whole time. So then now all of a sudden, AL, AL come out with these same stories about them scanning these people in Huntsville. $250,000 with this lady. The same people believe, why would Keke mama go to a blogger? Why would a lady that Marceau scammed out of damn $250,000 go to a blogger? It don't make sense, right? That don't make sense. If the blogger is warming up to the mother, they saying they love each other, and I think one time I talked to Keke, and I think when we was getting off the phone, I think she did say "love you, girl," and I didn't think about it until I read it in the text messages that Lieteeefff put out, and I was like, she said that to me. Like I said, like I'm like 99.9% sure. Like she was like, "All right, girl, then I'll talk to you later. All right, love you, girl." And I was just like, "All right, love you too. Bye." It's a natural reaction. It's a natural reaction, y'all. So I don't understand why he's trying to focus on those things. You telling your bro and all that. She called you her bro too, sucker. So I just don't know. I don't know why they're trying to focus on certain things. You coming out, he done busted out the blogger. He had Sherelle come out. He's showing who he's talking to. And y'all know who else too? I also think that because he had tried to get with Straight No Chaser and said if he strike her channel, he was in her comments one time when she was talking about the bug situation. And she was also trying to push this narrative about Keke. So I'm wondering too if, because I told y'all they was gonna blame all of that stuff on Keke at the end of the day, and more than Stormy, when Stormy makeup artist seemingly was supposed to be the first one to even mention any of this. So again, I feel like they brought Keke in with it so they can try to make it flip it, to act like Keke was trying to do this and that, when Tisha asked her to see what was going on. She told her she was going to see what was going on. So it just seemed fake and fugazi to me. But I wonder, and now all of a sudden Lieteeefff is, of course, I'll interview with Martell. Oh, for the $3,000? For the 3K? So I'm wondering, has he been talking to them, and much like Straight No Chaser got recordings of her, a Slaw, he got recordings of Slaw too? I think that was his end with them. Slaw. I think Slaw was his end with them. And then, she brought Martell in, and Martell no. I don't know if they got something going on, but from what Keke say, Marceau is known for getting it hit from the back. I wonder, do he have recordings of Slaw? But he ain't gonna release that or do that because Martell beat the hell out of him, for one, in my opinion. But also because he don't want people to know that he been working with them. If he come out with recordings of Slaw, that's gonna let us know that he's been working with Martell now from the beginning. That he's been working with this group of people from the beginning. and it was always a plot against Mel and Keke. So y'all stay woke, pay attention to that because it's telling to me. And I might come back with something else about this, but I want to keep the focus on this revenge P because again, the ramming what they do at not the White House but the Capitol building on the 6th of January. Um they gonna bring up Mel and get her involved in all of this stuff. No matter how they do it. And here go Marceau. Most of his stuff was relating to trying to pit Keke against Melody in these messages. He was trying to egg her on so she can just cut up last night. Um, it was after we were on Patreon or something. It was later that night. They sent me a cash app and I didn't get it because I didn't understand why they were sending me a cash app because I gave everybody their cash apps that sent me the request. Um, I did Angela Jean, Paulette, and Mary. They won. So if the other young lady, the Yaya brown skin that won in Patreon, did I thought that was you that sent me the cash out while we were in Patreon. The first one to win in Patreon. I thought that was you that sent me the cash app. If that was not you, if you didn't get your cash app, let me know because I need to report the person that sent me that cash out request because I sent them that money. So let me know if that was you or if it wasn't you. If you can DM me on Instagram, WHENTAYTALK, and let me know that you were Yaya Brownskin that won in Patreon because I reported that person that sent me that cash app later and I reported them as a scam person because I don't know who the hell that was. And I thought I satisfied everybody's cash apps while we were on live. So for that person to send me that cash up, I was confused. But I want to make sure that it wasn't somebody like it wasn't you, and that somebody else just had sent me that, and I paid them, and you never got yours. If that person at the end was actually you, so please let me know if that was you or not. Okay. And until next time, guys, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Bye.